We're live back in the halcyon days of 1992 when a lot of people who are old now weren't as old and things were totally radical. There was also kind of a weird transition going on between like bright colors and pastel colors. They were kind of enduring that transition, and both of them shared the realm of just crazy mishmashes of shapes, some of which worked better than others. But most of all, reigning supreme out of all of these things was kind of like a paint spray textured zigzag shape that was dominated by two colors and two colors only: purple and teal. Purple and teal also made appearances on things like jackets, pants, children's toys, more jackets that were windbreakers, and sometimes entire buildings. It was a crazy time. Purple and teal were just flippity flopping everywhere in various scales and uses. It was a time to be alive. All right, because you had the vibrant purple clashing with the kind of more pastel related teal, but they worked together, even though they were opposite elements. They're like peanut butter and jelly. The bread that held them together being us and our unquenchable love in the 90s for purple and teal. So it is at this time, after a solid minute of rambling on my part, that we are at the Pack House, the remote Coloradan Pack House, in which one of our neighbors is a mysterious elderly gentleman with a penchant for tomatoes and violating the speed limit, and our other neighbor is a literal empty house. David, having done a lot of work recently in construction, because that is how summers tend to go for him, is home. Just he managed to get home at a reasonable time somehow. And clean construction related dirt and detritus off of his body. However, he is in the kitchen now, opening the box of boxes, the box he always gets after he makes his delivery to the Sept. The box full of the bread products that his pack likes, because if he's going to do the deliveries, he may as well take first pick on the DL.
Yeah, Artemi's inside the house, probably after just cleaning it, because, well, she's in the room, so she can only go so far. But she's like listening to some of the. She probably has the radio on because that's what she did with MTV and all that shit, or one of the cassette tapes. I'm just bopping around the house.
All right, guys. Oh, fuck, I was gonna say soup's on. Bread's on. Bread's on.
Jacqueline swoops over to the bread to see what the pickings are.
It's an assortment of. Yeah, I haven't really nailed down exactly what bread products are on offer that this kinfolk woman puts up, but I imagine there are also sweetbreads and donut-like objects in there.
Cinnamon swirl bread. Yes! The bread that is worth eating! Jacqueline takes it.
David's been pretty clear about this. Like, whatever ones that his pack likes in particular, he's not going to, like, take all of them for you guys, but he's willing to skim a few. Make sure that you guys get what you like.
So much pita bread for Artemi. She loves that shit.
Oh yeah, like he brings back a reasonable amount of what people like.
Oh, yeah, she just arrives in, takes the pile of pita bread and starts to go over. Opens up the fridge, gets so much meat, and starts just slapping it down.
Oh, what kind of meat we got there, Timmy?
Kind of looks over, like she's like sticking her head out of the fridge with that kind of guilty, like, I cooked stuff.
Stuff?
Well, like lamb.
Kind of. It's like lean ground beef, ground pork.
Oh, I get you. One of these days, I'm actually gonna find like a proper like chunk of lamb for you.
It's, I used to make meatballs at home and mix them up and all that.
I hear you.
Sounds right.
You know what? You know what I fucking miss? There was a place back in New Mexico that did like you fucking like what's it called, like the Ziki sauce. I put that shit on anything.
Here, she takes out the fridge and takes it off the plastic wrap and just slides it over. I take a sniff of that, and there it is in the side chat what she's made.
He likes that. He likes the smell of
that. That's what I made for dinner. Gives that kind of like
Sweet.
Oh, that
I'm
smells
not-
wonderful.
I'm not gonna fuck with your process, man.
It's kind of the home recipe type of thing.
All right, I'm definitely not gonna fuck with it now. So new business. Anybody got anything they need to bring up? Anything weird?
Not really.
Alright.
I guess not really. I think I might try to tackle the climbing wall at some point again.
Best of luck to you on that.
Yeah, I didn't do too bad last time.
All right, that's good. No news is good news for now. Of course, given our primary vocation, I guess news will be inevitable.
Mm-hmm.
Probably.
But not today. And kind of like takes a look out the window briefly. Has is she in Colorado Springs right now? Is that the deal? Am I seeing her, Ragabash?
Yeah, I think she mentioned that.
Oh, okay. Oh yeah, shit. She has a job too, doesn't she?
Yeah, she's teaching today.
Okay. Cool. All right.
I should probably see about getting a job since it's been a while since the last time I got fired from one.
Well, I'll put it this way. My only preference is that if you're going to work, try to keep it to a kinfolk-run business, just because they are a little more able to put up with us and kind of know our limitations. If anybody has the desire or know how to do basically day labor work, Hammer of the Gods Construction's always looking for people. Boss is a reasonable lady, kind of guarded. Don't blame her. Get a Fenris kin. Doesn't tend to show up on Sept.
She does that kind of awkward head roll, like, oh, she probably won't like me type of face expression, like, oof.
I mean, like, she's pretty cool with me.
Yeah, but you're a Shadow Lord, though. I'm sure she's lovely, but you're still a Shadow Lord.
I mean, honestly, the impression I get is that if you're working for her, all you gotta do really to be on her good side is don't give her lip, pull your weight. About all she seems to give a damn about. I seem to be on a good roll with her. She actually trusted me with the company truck yesterday. That was nice.
Holy shit.
Yeah, I know, right? I mean, don't envy me too much. I had to head down to Lowe's to pick up an upsetting amount of concrete mix. It's not like the worst, especially if you do what I did and maybe call them ahead of time so they have it just like ready for you when you show up.
Yeah. I can't say I'm skilled, but
Neither am I. I
eh.
just work long hours.
I'll see where Alexios is working. I'll probably get work with him.
All right, cool. I don't mind that. How's Big Man doing?
He's fine. Yeah, happy.
Cool. Right on. Good. Yeah, it's good, man. Like, look, I know, like, we're running together and stuff, but I know you all have people you care about, and I'll put it this way. What affects one of us effectively, that's an all of us problem. That's how I run things. So, if some shit comes up, something's wrong with your old man or Timmy, anything like that, you just got to bring it up, and I'll do anything in my power to help you out.
Timmy gives a nod like that. That's nice. Gives a smile. But no, Phoebe and Alexios are pretty happy. So. We mostly keep to ourselves anyway out here, so I get the impression. Black Furies, and my sisters don't really come out this far. So
Somebody give you a rough time?
no. I just keep to myself usually. I mean, people are nice, you know. It's just I get a lot of weird stares.
I mean, hang out with me long enough, the weird stares will stop.
It kind of raises an eyebrow. I'd rather not fight with my stepmates.
I mean,
Nobody needs to raise hands to anybody, all right? Like, look, Timmy, I understand your concerns. I do, considering the tribe I run with. Like, you may feel a little out in the boonies here, but imagine how me and Jacqueline get pretty much anywhere else.
Gives a shrug.
Plus, out of all of us, you and Featherlight are the only people who could act as any kind of liaison between us and the Wendigo in the area.
Like probably more than me.
I don't know. I hear the Furies are pretty cool with them.
Yeah, but Wendigo can be temperamental. I'd rather them talk to Noctilla than rely on me at times. They're lovely people. It's just temperamental, you know.
Okay.
Plus, besides, you know, you don't want to. I don't want to. You know, they call everybody worm bringers and all that. You know, it's better talking to one of the pure tribes. I want to, you know, rock the boat and all that.
Okay. Just, I got you. Keep in mind, though, that if things shake out in a certain way where she has to go talk to them, out of anybody to escort her, I'd still prefer you.
Oh, yeah, no. Well, it's fine.
All right, cool. Now, coming down to these jobs we've got soon, while I appreciate that certain lip service can be paid to our worm foe, it is my strong and enduring preference that we keep normal people casualties to a minimum.
That's good.
I know some shit I said in front of the worm foe might have caused some worry with you, Artemi, so I just wanted to get that out there.
He's still equal rank to you, though, so I don't see why you should hide that from him.
Sometimes it's better to keep things running smoothly than to fight on a dime, and frankly, it was a moot point. We're the ones doing the mission, so we're the ones who are ultimately in control of how it plays out.
Yep.
Then why is he trying to tell us that? It seems like he wants us to do it one way.
I don't know. to be honest, I don't 100% understand his tribal perspective. And on top of that, how to put this? You, me, Jacqueline, and Alexandra, assumably, unless she really has pulled one over on all of us. We're all born human to one degree or the other. Some folks in the tribes were not, Poe included. As such, they don't quite share our perspective.
That shouldn't be an excuse to be needlessly bloodthirsty.
I don't think he was being bloodthirsty as much as he was maybe being realistic.
Realistic.
Well, no, not realistic. Pragmatic.
Didn't sound like pragmatic to me. It sounded cold.
Well,
It's likely a case of poor phrasing.
yeah.
Hmm.
I mean, look, if I found someone that's worm tainted, I'd do everything I could to save them, but if I can't, we gotta do what we gotta do.
I'm not saying that. I'm saying it shouldn't be our first priority to make sure we just gun down humans, which is what he was implying.
But it's not what's going to happen. Look, if the problem persists, I don't necessarily mind calling him out on it. At the time, I just didn't feel it was worth it when I knew we'd have it in our hands anyway. All these shakeups, shit going on. There needs to be a sense of consistency. And the Alpha the Sept just like literally walked off into the desert to die. Which, I mean, fuck, man. Still thinking about that.
It's not uncommon. I remember one of the older sisters in Bygone Vision. She walked out into the sea.
Damn.
And then there's the old codgers like my grandpa who just kind of refused to die and somehow still managed to do their job all right.
In the end, you're all just returning back to the wild.
David, like, seems distracted for a few moments. The fuck is that?
The second
I
you
lost
turn
my-
back, Featherlight is in the fucking doorway.
Oh, hey! Jesus Christ, why do you do that to me? What's up, Featherlight?
It's fun to watch you jump.
Just kind of ruffles his own hair, like, okay, you know, I asked, so.
She's just idly rubbing her hands. Looks like she's been playing, and I mean, God knows what she's been playing. And you know, there's dirt, there's bits of twiggy things, there's I mean, for all intents and purposes, looks like soot on her hands. Like she, God knows what the Thayer gets up to. Anytime you're not watching, really.
So, what's up, Featherlight?
You should not hold such reservations. There's very few Guru who lived long enough to undertake that right. Stare.
Speaking of time, how's the second shrine to Adder going?
Still,
Okay. Do you need any help from us?
it's a thoughtful little pause. The brow kind of does the teeniest little knit. I am still working on the pieces, and I will have to bake them. And I can do that easily enough with the sun. But it will need something to be conveyed onto the sept so that it does not break.
David looks over. Hey, you still collect our newspapers for recycling, right, or Timmy?
Mm-hmm.
Can you hold off, like keep collecting them, but hold off for the time being? We can just use some boxes crumpled in newspapers so that acts as a cushion for the stuff she's making.
Sure.
Cool. On the topic, I know we're down a guy, but we should probably start workshopping a pack name. It's been like a year.
Adder's Fang, maybe?
Lame.
A go-to, but Artemia has a point.
Jacqueline shrugs. I am not good at coming up with names. Like,
Or to me, just said
chronically
that
not
she's
good.
Like, after doing the, I put it in side chat for the wave, the Featherlight.
Aww. Let me.
Look at that wave.
She gets the little finger wiggle back. And then there's now a city handprint on the refrigerator door and a tomato in her mouth.
Featherlight, what have you been doing?
Here, Featherlight. Do you need that soot on your hands?
Need is a very strong word.
Oh, why don't we rinse them off?
If she
In
wants
the
soot on,
sink.
if she wants soot on her hands, let her have soot on her hands.
Doesn't bother me that much. I also remembered rule number 1 about questions.
Oh God, yeah. Never mind. Here,
Just
don't
like-
worry about it, Featherlight. I'll wipe the refrigerator down later.
Jacqueline, David get this far off look like we don't ask Featherlight those kinds of questions.
Just like raising an eyebrow at the both of you, just like, It's just like,
She's like, well, if she just wants to have the Artemi gets the little like, who knows what the little squiggle means? It's not Artemi's language. It's not English. It's not anything. It's something that, I mean, for all you know, Featherlight's just fucking with you. There's really no telling because she kind of deadpans everything, but you'll still reach. And with a finger, we'll give just the little squiggle, kind of a. Let's face it, you guys probably have seen like various serpentine glyphs time and again. And it's just one of them goes right between Artemi's eyebrows with a little fingertip. Just
Artemi's, no, yeah, she doesn't mind. She gets this little bubbly little, like,
Oh, and the neighbor's tomatoes are being fed by sleeping inklings. So there's
What?
that.
I'm sorry, what?
Shrugs. Nibbles on the tomato some more.
Wait, whoa. Let's rewind the clock about one sentence fragment.
Okay.
What?
Sleeping inklings?
There are englings in his tomato patch.
In his garden.
They.
Do we know why?
It is a garden. She cracks a
Oh.
grin.
Oh,
Okay.
fuck.
Okay, so you
I-
found them there.
Yeah, okay, so
It is called the Wild for a reason. Kind of
Like
takes
as
slow bite of
look,
this
breath.
little quirk of a smile, you can't tell if she expected you to respond that way or even arranged for you to respond that way, but she thinks it's pretty funny.
all right.
They are sleeping. They are unharmed, but they are in his garden. And he explains why they taste so good. Chomp.
Oh,
So-
fuck. Okay.
All
Maybe.
right.
Things grow. She kind of just like goes to shrug, like y'all a bunch of fucking, just like,
You bunch
Just
of not
like-
Black Fury motherfuckers.
Aren't
Yeah,
they
pretty
just
much.
staring at these
Staring
two
at all-
paranoid shadow
Yeah.
lords like they're Englings?
yeah, it's
The
just
weird tower.
a weird guy,
Fucking god.
She stares at the both of you. Clearly, you don't spend a lot of time in the wild.
Sadly, no.
I did more when I was younger.
And we'll
Yeah,
have
like-
to see if we can help in expanding his garden because we will need many inklings for the things we will be doing, with me being your only Theurge and 3 of you bleeding constantly.
I don't bleed constantly.
That is because we have not yet been sent on back-to-back missions where the fact that we have 3 runes is the driving cause of us being sent in the first place.
And the Ragabash is not ready to yet.
What did she do?
She's a Ragabash. Kind of gives a duh expression.
All right, I thought that was.
like brown it, like She's a Ragabash and she's posh.
My God.
Oh.
All right.
There's
Okay.
another
I
little
will-
pat for Timmy.
Yeah, I've got some.
Big old
I don't know so much about that dude. Like, he seems cool and all, but like, all right.
Who?
Usually, my presence or multiple of us being present is a bit of a shakeup to your average person.
How many of you were talking to him?
Me the first time around.
Just you?
Featherlight, were you hanging out behind me without me knowing again?
No, I was watching in the window.
Did you smell anything?
Then-
Did you smell anything distinctive?
I do
I
not
just-
believe he is known to the Sapt as kinfolk. There are not supposed to be any kinfolk here.
Well,
But there are Inglings sleeping in his garden, and the next time he comes out, I will look in his house.
maybe he could be a guru that we don't know about yet.
Or just a really tough dude?
Maybe we could ask the Sept people, since they're the ones who put us here.
Yeah, come to think of it, I have no idea how Alexandra picked this place.
Silverfang.
Yeah.
Says with that airy voice about the Silverfang.
Okay.
Yeah, I cease to wonder where her money comes from. There's probably like some tomb in a cave that's just full of gold.
My sister says they all, it's money from them fucking each other's cousins.
What did she say?
That's
My-
funny. I like that.
My sister said the money comes from each other, them fucking each other's cousins. They give money to each other for doing it.
Blink, blink.
Like,
Like
That's
this
what she
one.
like
This
the
one has
older
gotten
money
dated.
families that still give dowries, or
Mm-hmm. That's what she said. She saw Silverfang once, and he was like, "My darling, I am taking you on a wedding." And they went to a big wedding ball with cake and bonbons and all that.
I miss cake.
Of Clan Crescent Moon. She does the big like jet wobble of her arms. She looks like a fucking happy like a happy gigantic fucking Mr. Blobby. She's doing it.
What is your sister doing?
She's fine.
Cool.
I have not told her that I'm in a pack with Child Lord, so everything's fine. Smiling.
Is that going to be an issue down the line?
No, absolutely not. No. Eating her bread,
Okay.
looking away. looking
Does
away.
that yeah. He looks at her. Okay, so putting the fact that some of us are going to help this old man Jensen with his garden periodically because Feather Light needs Englings aside, because that was just a very simple thing to lay down. Artemi,
Mm-hmm.
does it have the potential to be an issue down the road?
Takes a slow chew. Maybe.
Okay. So is this a I yell at you, you yell at me, we trade fists issue, or is this a guns and knives issue?
Well, your tribe killed her mom.
Okay.
Shit.
Nah. We trust our pack sister that this is not going to become a problem. Okay, and I'm not, and I don't mean that sarcastically. Or Timmy, I'm putting faith in you here.
No, that wasn't a. That was just a general shit at this situation.
Bad
Well.
things happen sometimes.
It was at the Sept of the Blood Sea.
I see.
And there was something that went wrong. The Shadow Lords. She just doesn't answer. She's like, I'm just going to take a bite because I don't want to say anything to offend you guys because you're my packmates. Eat. Mindless food.
Ooh. Look, I'm not going to make you say something you don't want to say, all right?
That's why her and I are separated. She, well, to be fair, the Shadow Lord was leering, and yeah, it wasn't actually Layla's fault. He started it.
Okay.
He just got a bit too I don't know. It wasn't her fault. She kind of rubs the back of her head awkwardly.
Shit happens.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
The important part is that Jacqueline and I keep that in mind in case we end up near wherever your sister is staying.
She's up at Fort Collin.
All right. So if we have business around there, me and Jacqueline are going to hang back mostly to fucking spare you the grief.
It's probably a very, 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 very good idea.
Like I said, we look out for each other. I can't help how your sister feels, but I can help whether or not I fucking become the catalyst for an episode.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Layla's normally very calm. It's just she's just a bit sensitive around members of Grandfather Thunder.
Yeah. We all got our things. We all got our shit. It's cool.
She's really quite lovely.
Look, man, you don't have to keep trying to sell your sister's case to me. It's cool.
She's my sister. I kind of have to.
What I'm saying is, we're good. Like, I get why you feel you have to, but I'm not. I'm just not gonna fuck with it. It's your sister, man.
Okay. Yeah, Artemi just awkwardly just eats.
How does somebody though get like all the way from like an island, like a literal island temple-y type place, to like here?
Well, I originally was born on Naxos, which is south of the Aegean. It's on the Catalyst Island. I like a core group of them. And I first changed. And I got sent to the Isle of Mira, which is Bygone Visions, which is like really holy place for us. It's like has some of our oldest records. Like where the first of our tribe began.
Cool.
And Layla first changed around the same time as me. She kind of awkwardly rubs the back of her braid And she was sent to the Sept of the Blood Sea, and on the Black Sea.
Fucking siblings first changing. That is fucking. That's rare.
She has that kind of awkward little like smile. Then, after my rite of passage, Layla came to Icon Visions to look for me, and we both ended up on the similar mission. There was a lot of initiative going on in the States at the time, and the Black Furies wanted some, up and comers to go.
I remember. Was it? You'd already picked up Featherlight at that point. Jacqueline, this is a little before you joined our merry band. Timmy over here was rolling with Featherlight and a Silver Fang. And I was on my way up from New Mexico, I think. Remember the fucking that cluster fucking that rest stop.
I ended up in Florida first, and then there was an incident, and I got sent here.
Dude, I still don't know how the fuck that poor girl drove that car out of that rest stop with me hanging halfway out the fucking. I just. Oh my god. Florida, huh?
Mm-hmm.
What, like Miami?
Around that area.
All right.
It was nice.
Really?
Yeah,
Alright.
totally.
Cool.
I got to have my first cheeseburger.
I got you.
Nice.
We stayed at a place, Sept of the Sunrise Birds. It was Noctena Sept. It was really nice. Just up down the road from Miami. It was in the national park, Everglades.
Cool. Hey, Featherlight. Oh, I'm sorry. Featherlight has feather disappeared for the moment. All right. And Jacqueline, you showed up around the same time we were getting here.
Yeah, I mean, kinda.
Yeah.
Like, I'd been around and nearby. I just had never actually been up to this up before. Until I came in on the back of my uncle's motorcycle.
Luck, happenstance, and fate, I guess.
I mean, yeah, it's really lucky that I first changed when I fell off the side of that cliff and didn't die.
Yeah, no, that I can't say it sounds more pleasant, but better than what happened to me. Fucking check this shit out. I still have the scars. And he does that annoying thing that people with abs do where he pulls his shirt up. And
There's that annoying thing that people would have to.
Jacqueline's just like, ooh.
So, then Father said this one probably punctured my lung. Fucked up a lot of stuff going on in there. And this one's special. This one had to be taken back out of me. Because it's right in the sternum. Jesus. Dude wasn't happy that it was taking so long to open the register.
Not.
Fuck.
Worked in S-Mart, the greatest of convenience stores.
Oh man, I used to love their nacho cheese cups.
Did you eat the hot dogs?
No, God, who?
Good.
Okay,
People do. People buy them. People buy them, and I'm sad.
okay. First off, the hot dogs that come in the package in the little refrigerator section, they don't taste that good to begin with. So when they've been sitting out there cooking for God knows how long, you're just
No.
inviting badness and parasites into your
No,
life.
Jacqueline. No. We don't use those hot dogs for the display. We use different hot dogs. I'll put it this way. You know how meat comes in grades? The hot dog boxes for the display jumbo dogs don't have a grade. They're just there.
In the walk. It's a beetle.
Yeah. And also, the real threat that people don't understand, the slushy machine. Never use an S-Mart slushy machine.
I don't think I've ever been into an S-Mart where the slushy machine was actually working.
No.
Ours did. It shouldn't have. I put an out of order sign on it for my conscience.
Although I do remember, like a few years back, there was a big thing in the paper. Some chick won a settlement against S-Mart because the slushy machine was like gushing slushy stuff out, and she slipped in a puddle and broke her hip.
Yeah, I remember there was something they put out about that. I was kind of in a weird place because, like, technically I had a manager. Never saw him. Also, I was doing his job.
Were you doing his job because he called you to come in on his day off and do his job or on your day off and do his job for him, and he just didn't show?
I never met him.
Huh.
I was hired by somebody else.
Weird.
I'll put it this way, like, there was only one other guy I ever saw, and otherwise it felt like I just kind of ubiquitously worked there.
And the last job I actually had, I was a checkout girl at JCPenney.
We should probably never work in retail again.
God, no. I'm amazed I didn't murder somebody before I was Guru. Do you have any idea the kind of shit people try to return?
Yes. Yes, I do.
This woman walked in with a pair of pants. Still had the tags on. But they had very clearly been worn and had an enormous grape juice stain on one of the knees.
Huh.
She said she wanted to return them because they didn't fit. She'd had them for 2 weeks.
Kind of
Pretty sure
kind of
she.
job did you hold, Artemi?
Oh, me?
Yeah.
Wow. Living on an island, you did a lot of fishing work. You a lot of tourism stuff. So because we used to live like around the place, we used to do the tour guide things.
Oh,
You know,
cool.
it was a quick way to make easy money, and it just rubs her chin. I was still pretty young, like I'm only 19, so we did a lot of part-time stuff. Nothing. There's only like 14,000 people there, so it's not like, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Tourism is kind of our thing, but there was a lot of agriculture too. We used to do cheese and potato farming. You get like a good like part-time job for the summer.
Yeah, I used to do part-time stuff during the summer for my parents. Actually, if you got experience and you're looking for work, I
I'm
can
in a-
give you their number.
In a room, points at herself. Most people clear out when I walk in.
Oh yeah, but I mean they can always use, help managing books and stuff.
Mm.
Or even just someone to, clear out the nastier stuff from around the property before the guests get there.
We'll see. Kind of don't like clearing out a lot of things, but hey.
Yeah, I understand, dude.
Just don't think of it as removing it. Think of it as relocating poison sumac so 3-year-olds don't try to eat it.
Why would they bring their 3-year-olds near such a thing?
I don't know. People do dumb shit with kids. Like, let them run around outside and only half watch what they're doing.
Well, isn't that the parents' problem and not the wild? We were taught for a while to stay together and don't go out to deep water.
I mean, so yes, it is the parents' problem, but it can also be an issue for the hotel. Like if we have poisonous plants on the property and people get into them, they could hold us liable for damages. It's stupid.
Speaking of which, does anybody know why we have like a 30 by 30 patch of poisonous plants on Sept?
For poisoning things.
Good answer.
Jacqueline points at our Timmy. Bingo.
Probably you can use different plants for different things. While maybe poison to digest, it could be something to dip your arrows in. It could be something to different things.
Featherlight.
Herbalism,
Oh, sorry.
herbalism is it's not that difficult if you got the right tools. Different plants mean different things.
I think I heard someone talking about awakening some poison oak.
Featherlight does that thing she does. Because she just tends to kind of move when people aren't necessarily paying attention. So it's the whole like pop up next to David while he's stuffing his face. Like, wait. Herbal remedies. Smile. God, you wish you wouldn't do that.
Featherlight.
Yes.
I'm pretty sure out of all of us, you ran into our Timmy first. When did she pick you up?
A little bit of a squint. Why?
I don't know, man. Curiosity.
Thoughtful frown. Glance over at our Timmy. I have not thought about the place very much since we left it. But they were very good about indulging me. We met when our Timmy stumbled into my den. And she thought it delightful.
David like slowly rotates as an entire human.
As an entire human.
So look at our Timmy.
Well, that had all the symbols in it. It reminded me of some of the things we put up in Bygone Visions along the coastal rocks.
I decided I was very fond of it.
David rotates as an entire human to stare at Jacqueline.
There's a smile on Jacqueline's face that just kind of says, yup. If anybody would appreciate Featherlight's done, it would be our Timmy. She takes... Hey, you know what would go really good with this cinnamon swirl bread? Some of that bacon we got in the fridge.
Yes, I will retrieve the bacon now and fry it with a pan. And
Leave
David
me
does,
a couple
just
pieces
robotically.
uncooked, please. Thanks.
He does this, slowly slides away from Featherlight.
Yeah.
She watches
And then
the whole
like
time.
it's like leave a couple pieces uncooked, and he just turns back. Do you want trichinosis? 'Cause that's how you get trichinosis.
David, you do realize I don't eat anything but meat, right? I mean,
And how are you ingesting that bread?
okay, so let me rephrase that. Um, I
You reveal
don't.
your bread-based lies to me.
I don't actually get like good nutrition from food that isn't meat. She shrugs.
It is called indulging, David. A glance over.
Like, those tomatoes are good enough to be worth eating. Cinnamon swirl bread is good enough to be worth eating.
What is going on outside?
It's pretty much
Nothing.
David internally.
Yeah, like
There's
Yeah.
nothing. Window slam shut.
okay, you know what? David accepts that and just turns back to the bacon. All right, fine. Here's the raw bacon that I've set aside for you and only you. I'm used to special requests. I've always worked retail. Because before I worked at S-Mart, I was a bartender, actually. That didn't go well. Turns out I'm not much of a people person. Woo. For that, mostly just like fast food jobs, stuff like that. One time I worked in a department store. That didn't last very long because I knocked over like 3 displays in one go. It was kind of impressive, but also fireable. Before that, I was just in school, man. Like it turns out there aren't a lot of wrestling or boxing scholarships to go around, so I was just kind of shit out of luck there as far as college went. Went straight to work.
Oh god, no, there's not. Never mind being the weird girl who's trying to get on the wrestling team.
I mean, there's like women's wrestling on ESPN 9.
Yeah, but it's not high school, is it, David?
No. And sometimes I
go.
wonder if that's either ESPN or wrestling.
But yeah, so that's me. I didn't know you boxed though. We should have a match sometime. That could be fun.
I mean, like, yeah, I just kind of preferred solitary sports. So, like, I mean, I had to stay at a certain weight, but basically when wrestling wasn't like in season, I boxed, and when it was, I wrestled, which earned me no shortage of shit from folks, just because like they kind of want you to commit one way or the other.
I got into anything that would make me physically stronger and also fit. So.
Was that just like a thing?
Kinda, yeah. It was you need to be able to protect your family if shit happens. And shit happened, so I didn't really feel safe after that.
All right. What about you, Artem? Was all your fighting stuff like after you changed, or?
I used to run track.
Yeah, so did I.
That's why you two run so much. Okay.
There was a lot of swimming competitions and sailing.
Okay.
Sailing.
Like
How do you judge a sailing competition, dude?
you race around the island, and the first boat that gets there wins.
I tend to ask questions with really obvious answers.
Windsurfing too. That was during tourist season, though. Everybody did that during tourist season.
Well, that sounds rad as fuck, Timmy. I'm not gonna lie.
Just give us a nod. We weren't like super rich. We had a modest house. We lived up in the the kind of hilly areas, close to the Temple of Demeter.
Like, so when you say hilly, do you mean like, relatively speaking, hillier than the rest of Greece, or like?
Elevated, so it was higher up.
I gotcha.
There's mountains in Greece. She kind of frowns at him.
Dude, I don't know everything. I'm like barely graduated high school.
There's mountains in Greece. Why do you think from all Greek mythology they all sit on Mount Olympus, David?
I mean, I don't know.
Because it's a fucking mountain.
Okay, I'm getting the idea that there is not only Mount Olympus but literal mountains.
Mm-hmm. But there is a mountain in Naxos, but it's more like a glorified hill. They call it Mount Zaz.
Okay.
But it's the higher hill areas, you know what I mean? So a lot of people would hike, but there's also towns that would be built up on that because, well, when the storms came, you wanted to be as further inland as possible.
I bet.
Do you ever miss home?
Of course I do. My father's still there, picking his peaches and figs. Always spent the figs.
How about this shit, man? How about this? Like, look, if we do well enough out here, we're gonna get some fucking weight to our names. You know,
Mm-hmm.
maybe whatever might have fucking happened. Maybe we do well enough out here. You get enough pull, and I mean, fuck, dude. I'm not particularly hungering to ever see New Mexico again. I'd be willing to go out there with you.
Where I came from, Shadow Lords aren't allowed in Bygone Visions.
Well,
Of any,
fudge.
any sex. Should look over Jacqueline. Not allowed. Or they get a Fenris.
Makes
Well,
sense.
Well, damn.
But Naxos, there's not a sept on Naxos, but I don't think I could get my father to move there, even if I gave him. He is happy with his house.
All right, dude. Well, at a minimum, I'd still like to see you be able to visit your folks if you wanted to.
It's just my father. And Layla.
Well, then your dad, then, man. Like,
It would be nice.
yeah. We'll call that a long-term goal.
Although he will not approve of you wearing shoes in the house. You know, she's in her bare feet.
Well, I mean,
Hey.
it's his house.
It gets dusty up in the house.
Yeah.
Like, speaking of families and shit, what do you want to do for the holidays?
Gives you just a frown.
Well, I mean, like, I know everyone basically has their winter holidays, so
Blank stare. You know what I mean? She just blankly stares at you. Winter holidays.
Oh, I see.
Like we had Christmas.
Or,
There was no
yeah,
snow.
what do you want for Christmas, dude?
no, I mean, like, what are we gonna do? Like, are we all gonna split off and go back to our families, or?
Wow.
I don't really have
I'd
one
have
of
to-
those.
I'd have to find Layla.
Okay.
That would be a very tall order.
Oh, I know the general area where she is. It will be just tracking her out in the wild.
Well, I don't really like have a family to go back to, so I know.
And I can't exactly hop on a plane. Again. Frowns.
Again.
That was a stressful journey to get over to where I was.
I fucking bet.
But we moonbridged 3/4 of it. The last bit we had to fly. Alexios and Phoebe were lovely, though. They held me and Layla through it.
All right. Well, I mean, Jacqueline, like, if you and Alexandra have people you're gonna spend the holidays with, I'm not gonna like keep you here.
I wasn't thinking about keeping, like, if we're all splitting off, that's one thing, but if we're gonna stay together, I can just get some
I
recipes
mean-
from my mom and make food.
honestly, like, one way or the other, I encourage people to spend time with their families in whatever way they choose. Artemi, I'm not gonna like shake my fist at you if you want to go visit your sister.
Like I said,
Jacqueline,
I would have to find her, and yeah, is that kind of
If you-
awkward? Like I'm probably just going
Yeah.
to eat while all you going to fuck off and see your family. Is that type of nod as she eats again?
well, I don't have any immediate family to speak of, so I'll be holding things down here.
Featherlight is meanwhile providing a really, really awkward distraction because, Artemi makes the awkward face. And Featherlight reaches over and starts, lightly plucking fingers through her hair and finally starts braiding a bit of it.
Yeah, so it looks like most of us will actually just be here holding down the house.
I could call my mother, but I do not think you would like it very much.
You, yeah, you, yeah,
And it would defy the natural order, so I would not do it anyways, but I did want to see how many funny noises you made. Goes back to braiding.
Jack
David just
laughs.
rubs his face.
Why you gotta fuck me? Like,
So how do you guys feel about yams?
what's yeah?
It's like a potato, but sweet. Like it's not like loaded down with sugar, but it is sweeter than a not yam potato.
I'm not a fan of the American foods. Just gives a nod to herself.
Oh. This sweet potatoes are alright by me. Yeah, dude, we could like get each other fucking Christmas presents or something. And like he realizes what he said when he looks at Featherlight. Like, oh, I volunteered myself for this.
Oh, he did. She's been glancing. Thankfully, if Thanksgiving was mentioned, it was before I put my headset back on, so all of
Thank
you
the
are
fuck.
safe.
Yeah, I was about to. Artemi's just. Artemi's
No.
your kid, so she has no fucking. That's the thing.
When it
No,
comes to
Jacqueline-
Thanksgiving,
Jacqueline
I
was
can-
wise enough not to mention it.
I heard Christmas and other holidays hashtag. So,
Yeah.
no, so far you're safe. And there's a curious glance, but otherwise happily plaiting out this little braid. Very dutifully.
I can actually tell you in one part of the house where the calendar is, there's just a picture of a turkey with the no sign drawn over it. And that is David's sole regards to Thanksgiving in this household.
Best part is Artemi has no remote idea because again, it's not a thing over in Europe. It's really not.
Okay, another thing that has concerned me and might be an issue soon. Do trick-or-treaters come out here?
I hope so. Keeps braiding.
It would be nice. Although I would have to not answer the door. They will probably run away from me.
I mean, we could have Alexandra do it.
The one day that it's appropriate to answer the door and terrify small children.
I mean, hell, I could do it. I tell you what, the folks that can hang through my presence get candy. Stoutness of heart should be rewarded. Or, alternatively, we could have Featherlight answer the door.
I mean, I don't see anything wrong with that.
A Halloween? Nah.
Featherlight, are you up to this sacred task of bestowing candy to people?
There's finally the tongue flicker. Because yes, Featherlight does have an actual no shit like snake tongue, like not just a bifurcated, body mod, a fucking snake tongue, and it does a little flit flit flit.
Yeah, David just stares at that. He'll never get used to that for as long as he lives on this earth.
I think I would have lots of fun.
All right, then. When it comes to Halloween, Featherlight will dole out the candy. Other decisions that need to be made in the household. Are we going to get like those fucking stupid little mini candies? Or are we going to get full-size candy bars?
Fuck it, let's get full size.
All right, fuck it. Worst case scenario. If there aren't a lot of trick-or-treaters out here, we will just have a surplus of full-size candy packagings.
Yeah, and let's make sure we get some of the good ones.
Look, all right, just because it's not like a main brand doesn't mean it's good. Store brand is fine.
No, when I say I mean, okay, so like actual chocolate bars, not like the big ones that are like cocoa powder and beeswax.
What's trick or treating?
Oh shit. So like on Halloween, kids get in costumes, and sometimes adults we just don't ask questions about that. And they go door to door, and basically the standard greeting expected of households at this point is that they will go trick or treat, and the person in the house has to decide whether or not to simply give them candy, which most folks do these days, or scare the living shit out of them.
Oh, okay.
A lot of the adults in costume are usually with kids. Some, I think, just get way too into the holiday or
Why are you worrying about it?
sewing.
It's not till February.
October
not
31st.
October. Yeah.
There's like a cognitive dissonance. October.
Yeah.
Why do you all celebrate it in October?
No idea.
Fall solstice.
We should look over. Oh, different. Not. We celebrate a poke race, which is similar to Halloween. But it begins in February during the spring.
Oh.
There
That's
are
cool,
parades
dude.
and festivals and street vendors,
Cool.
and they offer sweets and to the children and whiskey and other brews to the adults, and the costumes are to entice to find out the secrets of a visitor to your shop and reveal their identities. If you do, you get even more food.
Well, that actually sounds really cool. Like, seriously.
Yeah.
It dates back to Euronymous and Demicus. That's when we celebrated such things. It was a festival.
Okay. It's not quite anything like that, at least how I've experienced it. It's mostly just folks in the neighborhood going to other folks' houses, showing up at the door and all that. People tend to throw like Halloween parties. That is when most adults get in costume.
Oh yeah, do things like bob for apples and play cornhole and
There was a guy in my neighborhood, and he meant to give out candy cigarettes.
Oh God, he gave
So
out
you
real
can
ones.
imagine the shock on parents' faces when their kids are showing up with packs of Marlboros.
I did hear in Athens they do Halloween, but that's an American thing. They were always said.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Nods.
Things. By the time there's a glance around again, Featherlight has plucked her vein skin out of God knows where and is splaying it over her face. It is
Jesus, that thing's
very
terrifying.
Does that
to
mean I
hide-
can answer the? Can I answer the door by warping?
Yes.
Yes.
Like, as long as whatever it is we do doesn't breach the veil, which Featherlight, I'm gonna make a judgment call that Bane skin's kind of riding the line.
I was making an example. The idea is to hide from evil spirits.
Oh, I'll be back in a minute. She runs into her room.
And she takes the Bane skin and tucks it back into her clothes somewhere. God, fuck, where does she keep things? Does she have pockets?
Featherlight scares us. Featherlight scares us all.
As Artemi scampers happily out of the room. Oh, I think it will make her very happy to know that the children are supposed to be screaming and how nice.
You're good, Theurge. But sometimes I have questions that I don't want answered.
Then ask them at your own risk.
All right.
Smile.
Featherlight's
She actually
joy.
picks up a hand, one of her sooty palms, while Artemi's scampering off, and God knows, probably literally getting into all of her most awesome gear. And she holds up the hand and is like, "Do you really want to know why there's soot on my head?"
No. No. As long as you did a good job hiding the evidence, I don't need to know.
I always do it.
Well, there you go then.
Then she glances over to Jacqueline. How close is Jacqueline sitting by happenstance?
Probably just like right across the table.
Yeah. Across the table's a little far for her to pull it off without it being a little too much of a gesture, but the thought crosses her mind. She does, however, just fold her sooty hands, fingers intertwined on the table, like, yes. Very good. You are well trained. I approve.
Oh.
Oh, while we're talking about Halloween stuff, do we want to decorate the house?
I would be
Yeah, why not?
happy to decorate the house.
No human
Smile
remains.
broadens.
Like, that just snaps out of David. Look
Two.
at it. No human remains.
To clarify, Featherlight, I am thinking like spider webs and spooky lights and one of those cassette tapes with creepy sound effects.
No skulls, no femurs, no rib cages.
Unless they're
No human
plastic
ones?
and come from Walmart.
No human ones.
Oh, well, that is a very, very simple structure.
Okay.
There are many things with bones that are not human. It will be fine.
Yeah. That the rest of that's all good, bro.
Jacqueline looks at David and actually direct lines him in the pack link. Gonna end up with a dog skull on the front porch, aren't we?
We are going to end up with someone's dog's head on the porch, yes. And that is a sacrifice I'm willing to make.
Oh God, what did you link? What is happening?
As long as it's not identifiable.
Look,
Fine.
I mean, look, dude, I don't think old man Jensen has
Oh
a
my
dog.
God. I can't believe you linked it.
If
Oh,
he
no.
did, he doesn't anymore.
Oh no.
Just in the background,
no.
this is building in volume. Yes.
Let me take a look at this.
Oh my God, yes.
Old man Jensen. Oh my god. Beautiful.
For success stealth.
I'm not even gonna roll against it.
Nope.
So Coming up from behind Jacqueline, I mean, literally, David, you spot out the corner eye. You see the big hair, the big war paint. She looks like you could see how in the middle of the night she'd look like a demon coming out of the fucking trees.
Just like rotates as an entire man to see this.
Like, coming up from so you're talking away to Jacqueline, you just see another head just come up from behind Jacqueline. Featherlight spots it too. It's just for reference, Timmy is 6'5", so she just slowly lifts her body up.
Featherlight is so careful to keep her eyes on Jacqueline because it's no fun to be the one with the tell. But yeah, there's the tiniest smirk as it's like the two of you are frantically mainlining each other in the link. And Featherlight's just doing that distressing, happy little smile she does because she's never happy for good reasons, is she? I don't fucking know. But either way,
We don't
she's
know.
just looking at Jacqueline like, yes, it's fine. Everything's fine. As our Timmy looms.
Featherlight, why are you staring at me? Do I have something on my face? Am I bleeding? Do I have another nosebleed?
Not yet.
Not yet. Not yet.
I'll actually do this thematically.
Go for it.
This is beautiful.
I know
Are
it's
we
the
idiots?
thriller music kicks in. Timmy just leans down and then just goes, "It's a thriller!" You know what I mean? Probably make like full on, like a banshee scream in your fucking ear.
Yep.
Jacqueline screams, which I'm not going to do because I love you all.
Faints off the chair.
I appreciate you.
And yeah, tries to get up, but more falls out of her chair because there's a table and an Artemi behind her.
Looming in 6'5", all the armor, and it's not armor, it's all padding and leatherwork and black and the war paint. Jesus Christ, Artemi! You know what I mean? The big happy smile, like, oh,
Holy shit, Artemi!
Yeah, dude.
Fuck!
That's cool. Go for it.
Featherlight is up on the back of the chair as the table, like, drunk.
Yeah, if you hide out in a tree in the yard and do that, people deserve a fucking king-size Snickers.
Oh, it's what I was going to do. I was just going to come up and be like, come out of the bushes and just scream.
I mean, I could watch kids fall off bikes all damn day. I'm down for this.
I could put the she reaches into the fridge and takes out the tomato ketchup. I could put all this over myself and collapse in front of them, being all bleeding and shit.
Oh, no, even
over realism.
even better. We could go to one of those stores that pops up in the strip mall. I bet they've got fake blood. They sell Halloween costumes and makeup and junk. They've gotta have some
There is
better
the
fake
most
blood.
offended expression at the terminology fake blood that has ever graced Featherlight's face. Like, morally, spiritually, just offended.
It's corn syrup and red dye.
If you want blood. She, putters over to the fridge. And does that thing where, the door opens, so you can't really see where she's getting it from. She does some fishing, some scooching, and literally pulls out a gallon bag.
Featherlight?
Yes.
We don't ask these kinds of questions, Jacqueline.
I mean,
Smile.
Timmy would walk in, or I could bring this. She just goes back, disappears, oh, Jesus, where the fuck did she go?
Wait,
Oh.
Oh god. What?
Whoa,
How's a woman that tall just disappear?
Have you considered a jar instead of a gallon bag?
walk back out with a literal wooden carved bowl with all glyphs on it.
Huh.
It has double zipper. Puts it back in this fridge.
And what she will do is reach over to the fridge and take out the little plastic bowl of blood.
Oh,
and
it's
pour it in.
an entire gallon
Oh, yeah, she
Ziploc baggie.
And she'll pour it in. See, this is I use this to tell if anybody's lying. She says it with such a serious voice as well, oh,
Whoa,
Says
really?
what?
This is one of the things I acquired from one of my mother's old stash rooms. I pour blood into this or use the victim's blood, and it can tell if they are lying.
Awesome.
So, like, for example, give me your hand for the light.
She does so unquestioningly.
Sorry about this. You take out a knife and, does one level of lethal. She does that does the I'm sorry face, you know what I mean?
She always does the little I'm sorry face, which is funny because it's not like Featherlight is immune to pain. She responds. There's that little bit of a twitch in the expression and everything, but a one lethal like nick in the hand, God knows how often she probably does that to herself. So there's a bit of a
Featherlight?
response, but it starts knitting.
Featherlight, we bought some extra fresh meat. Did you take the fresh meat? She cuts the blood, like makes the cut palm. Now here's the question, Katie. If you're attempting to fool the bowl, you must roll intelligence subterfuge difficulty 8. But if Featherlight didn't, then the blood will be red. If they tell a falsehood, it will be black.
Curious enough that she is going to lie just to see what happens.
As Featherlight's blood drips into the bowl, you all watch the blood turns black.
She just goes, yes. Weirdly enough, that's the lie.
Yeah, and as she says that, as her blood drips into the bowl, there is it drips black, and I will put it like this. Artemi looks at Fairlight like, "You are lying." Do you know what I mean?
It's so fucking stupidly intense on both sides because Artemi's like, "You liar!" and Featherlight's just like, "Oh, look, it's doing it. Ooh, look at it. How is it doing that?" Just
David's just eating his fucking BLT, like watching this.
Like looking at her like, liar. Featherlight.
Hmm?
You know, that stern, like, oh,
I wanted to see what would happen.
but you lied.
Oh, yes. What would it have done if I told the truth?
Yeah, well, then it would have been red. But it's not because you're a liar. Snatches the bowl away all offended. Like,
Featherlight looks kind of taken aback, like, what?
now, I only use this bowl. And again, it's got the copper inlay in the center as well, like you can see in it, when we're interrogating agents of the worm, because they die after. You have to give blood each time. So if I was to interrogate Featherlight, I would have to cut her. I don't want to kind of do that. But if with the servant of the worm,
We may have need of that bowl in the future.
that's why I brought it.
Sweet.
It's yeah.
Yeah.
It's not a
Just-
pleasant process. I've seen my sister use it on somebody. But it was servant of the worm, so again, this is the best bit. As much as she's naive when it comes to the servant of the worm, they deserve
Just
to
like
die. David's just like, oh,
that's
They
our
were-
pack dynamic.
after all, they were servants of the worm and violators. They deserve to die. But yeah, no, I wouldn't use it on you guys. She puts the bowl away. So chirpy.
Yeah, of course. All right, guys. I feel awkward talking about this, but what do we know about our Ragabash?
She's
What do we
so,
really know?
Artemi's like sits back down after going back in to put the bowl very delicately away and wiping some of the makeup off her face. Like, bleh. She's a silver fan.
I mean, I recognize her because we grew up in the same area, but we weren't like close friends or anything before this.
I mean, she'd be the easiest source of information here, but she's not here, so like, we don't know anything about like her house or anything like that.
She's got nice hair.
She does.
She
All right,
likes
look, I'm gonna-
hip hop.
She does loudly. I'm hardly one to talk, considering how often I fucking blast my shit. But I mean, I'm gonna spitball here. Like, are we all thinking House Wormfo? Probably, maybe.
Mm,
She looks too. She doesn't look as suited to be a member of Clan Crescent Moon.
Unbreakable Hearth, maybe.
No, she's not nice enough.
Fuck.
And she's
Wormfo it
not-
is.
And she's not. She's not as what's the polite word to say?
She doesn't have the gleaming eye vibe.
No.
Probably Wormfo.
I could see it.
It's the ripped jeans that convinced me. All right. I mean, ignoring the usual policies when it comes to Silver Fangs that might come in handy in the future, might not.
But do you think our Ragamuffin is going to lie to each other? Looks over where she's have putting the bowl away. Like, I could find out.
No. No, I just mean, politically speaking, in the future, it's something to think about.
Hmm?
I mean, look, Wormfo is probably like the least old world. They have certain attitudes that are very modern.
They do.
So that bears consideration. Whereas the whole other set of things, if she was, say, Unbroken Hearth, that'd be like the keys to this entire area. But probably Wormfo. Which means that, in spite of any posturing, she'll have baggage that's a little similar to what me and Jacqueline carry around.
Jacqueline looks at you like, what? I don't know anything about what you're talking about.
He like brushes it off. He's still eating this fucking BLT with mayo. I don't know. I just don't like how little we know about her. It's been a year.
Well, I mean, so I'm not saying like let's all go out into town and do bar hopping or something, but like maybe some actual bonding activities.
I mean,
You know, get to know each other.
what, like a whiskey run?
Okay, so like a whiskey run or you know, honestly, there's some challenges on the SEP we could just do here ourselves that might be fun.
Didn't a guy die doing the rock climbing thing?
I wasn't thinking about the rock climbing. I was thinking about some of the other ones.
Like what?
Oh, there's a pepper eating challenge.
Okay.
I mean, that's not like a formal thing, but it's like it's shit we did when we were cubs.
Challenge is a challenge.
Was that for like?
A challenge is a challenge. You'll win something. Whether it is a shift in position, a shift in regard, or the prizes.
Wait a minute, Featherlight.
Hmm?
Your body handles punishment and Hamid better than ours.
Yes.
Pepper eating challenge might be right up your alley.
Possibly. Depends on what the prize is, and it depends on if I can find something to take chiminage from the pan. Besides, it will probably awaken it anyways. Kind of cheating.
We'll keep it in mind.
No, when we were all cubs, we used to sit around and tell stories, but the challenge is that we had to eat the hottest pepper we could find before we started telling.
Jesus. I was just gonna start introducing slowly increasing amounts of hot sauce into the house. Actually, Timmy, do they have like anything like that over in Greece? Like they have like an equivalent to ghost peppers or something like that that grows around there?
Kind of.
Kind of.
Mm-hmm. Different herb.
Cool.
She kind of rubs her chin. Just it depends on where you go, really. We don't really eat that much spicy foods. We don't really season them heavily. Kind of kills the purpose of the Greek food, you know.
Okay.
It's an important ingredient, but it's mainly to make them sweeter, not to hurt yourself. We all use
I mean,
like sesame and cinnamon, you know.
I wouldn't call it hurting myself, but then again, I'm from fucking New Mexico, so
Although the cumino is used a lot in spicy meatballs, but that would be the spiciest thing I've ever had.
okay. Damn, I guess that makes me the leading authority on spicy food.
Yeah, probably.
Like I said, this is a lot of like Italian, Greek food. It's kind of that kind of Mediterranean
Yeah.
stuff.
No, I got you. I got nothing against it. It's just where I came from. It was one of those kind of badge of pride type things. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Well, we used to have swimming competitions where we could dive deep.
Cool.
They used to drop a pearl right down, and you had to get the pearl because there was a point in bygone visions called the black spot, and it just goes straight.
Anybody ever get like a pearl from down there?
Mm-hmm. One of the
Cool.
Aruns got all the way down and came back up with 2 pearls.
Oh shit.
Mm-hmm. She said that she could barely see, so she just grabbed the first thing she found. Turns out one of them wasn't a pearl; it was a really fancy seashell, but she still got a pearl.
And a fancy seashell.
Mm-hmm.
Damn. I mean, yeah, like that's an idea, dude. We could do some of the stuff on SEP together, like try that as a bonding type of thing. It's definitely an idea.
I think I'll watch just to make sure none of you collapse that much.
She can play catch.
It's a very different culture shock to me going from, so I prefer to,
It's cool.
Are there any markets or anything here?
You mean like for tennis?
No, for buying vegetables and fish.
Oh, markets. I mean, there's a open air market in the spring and summer.
You never
But
had? Well, I'll go and see if they have any swordfish. Swordfish is amazing.
you'd probably have to hit like one of the big supermarkets for that. I don't think.
Well, I will ask. Swordfish is amazing.
Is it?
Mm-hmm. It's also pita with gyros. These are really nice as well. They're like kebabs, but like you fold them into it's like a vertical thing, so you just fold them like it's like a half sandwich wrap. They're really nice.
Smile. Oh, look, she's so happy.
Kind of like shawarma. Would you like shawarma? Okay.
There's another shrug.
What
And,
is?
As we have the opposite reaction culturally, because Featherlight has lived in this state and the next state over.
What is
Often-
shawarma?
It's like halal meat. I'll also make you like an omelet. It's really nice.
Okay, omelets. We have this here. But probably
You ever
not
had
the
a-
same
have-
kind as
Have
yours.
you ever had octopus before?
Once on a dare, someone found some frozen in one of the supermarkets.
Hmm.
But yeah, we didn't cook it or anything, so I'm pretty sure that's part
would
of
you eat
why
the
it was
octopus
bad.
raw? Why,
Hmm?
would you eat it raw? You're supposed to like hang it out to dry and you catch it and then grill it or chill it so it will be in a salad.
Oh,
You put olive oil, you put garlic cloves, oregano, lemon juice all over it.
yeah, no. I mean, I eat most meat raw anyway. But no, it just. I don't know. I don't think any of us knew how to cook it. It was just one of those things that it's like, oh, this is so weird. We have to get it. But then nobody else wanted to try it. And I was like, I'm not a little bitch. I'll eat it.
Eyebrow raise. It's quite common around. They hang it
I mean,
off,
weird.
hang it along like clotheslines to cook in the sun.
Oh,
It's just a genuine like.
Blink.
Why would you be a badass for eating octopus? Why? You know what I mean? Huh?
Are-
Okay, fuck.
I have never seen a real octopus.
I mean,
Yeah. You used to have to catch them by spear. You know, you had got to wait along the water's edge and demonstrate to them.
not. And
I've also never been fishing.
There's no seas here to do fishing. Gives that sad frown.
A little pat on the shoulder. Cause oh, buddy.
oh, there's the rivers, and they've got like trout and salmon and some kind of bass.
It's fine. I'm just used to living on the sea. It's much funner.
I mean, California is not that far.
Perhaps when we go to Yellowstone.
Will you be going to Yellowstone?
Inevitably, we will be going to Yellowstone.
I've been thinking about that.
I have seen. I will show you. She actually scampers off into the barn.
We don't go in the barn.
I mean, our Timmy goes in the barn.
Mm-hmm.
Our Timmy is weirdly unaffected by Featherlight's eccentricities.
Look, Timmy lives in with a bunch of fucking zealous furies on the Greek island, man. She's seen some weird shit. It's all part of the fucking Kool-Aid.
Well, whereas our Timmy had Kool-Aid, David had like diet limeade.
She's like, David, you ever had swordfish?
What?
Swordfish.
I don't think so.
Oh my god.
Tuna, salmon.
I will get Phoebe to see if she can find it, and I will make a Z-fish for you.
I'd appreciate that.
Nice. Really nice.
Like, her
So
intensity.
aggressive.
There's a lot of toxicity in it, but don't mind. That's the American Board of Registration. In Greece, grill it just the right way, so it's...
Let me think. Your best bet for finding like a no shit swordfish would probably be any market in like Colorado Springs. Maybe Pueblo.
Also, I'll send Phoebe and see what you can find, and I'll make it for you.
Like honestly, I'm fucking surprised I could even find tilapia in Canyon City.
It's fine. Well, you leave it to me. I'll also make you guys. Oh, shafila. You ever had that before?
No.
It's it's skewered sausage, but it's like sausage without the skin, so it's technically made from ground pork and lamb shoulder, and then it's mixed with onion and parsley. And so they're like little round balls, and then you stick them on like a skewer.
To Artemi's credit, she is describing food to an Arun.
Mm-hmm.
He looks genuinely interested, not like faux mocking interested. You just keep describing like, and this is food served with food, and he just keeps like paying rapt attention.
The Elitius is from Cyprus, and they showed me that. It's like, oh my god, it's so nice.
Yeah, dude, I'd be down.
And then there's also this is the perfect one. There's like they're pita with gyros, so they're like imagine you see this pita bread she holds up. Imagine filling that with like layers upon layers of meat and pepper.
I'm imagining it.
Mm-hmm.
As he starts visibly drooling.
Yeah,
then
like
You fold the pita, so when you eat it, you're just eating nothing but a convex of meat.
yeah, I won't leave dead air. But the dead air is with David as he just like gets as far off look like he's
Stare.
trying to imagine it.
It's just like it's so beautiful.
I'll make you one. Just like boom, energy.
And it's just this direct line to Jacqueline. Just she is pure.
She is the sweetest living being I have ever met.
I am 95% certain that Featherlight is a serial killer.
Well, as long as we don't know about it, that's fine.
Yeah. Speaking of Featherlight.
Blink.
You were gonna show us something.
What?
Featherlight ran off to get something to show us.
Oh
and
god,
then,
she
like,
did, and I
never
got so
came-
distracted by listening to
She went-
Artemi go fucking
She went out for
bananas.
cigarettes and she never came back.
Oh my god. No, Featherlight is like, God help all of you. She literally like just comes straight back towards the house, doesn't deviate for the door, just reaches over to where the window's been cracked, pulls it open, slithers through, closes the window, sits, and splays out for all of their benefit her educational material. She's gotten postcards apparently from Yellowstone. So she has pictures of Yellowstone. They are postcard size and say things like, "Welcome to Yellowstone." And scenic Yellowstone National Park. And all that shit. But they're still, I mean, legitimately, they're on top of photos or drawings that do depict the canyon and in some points the waterways. Because something formed that canyon, yes. And she splays these out and seems very proud of herself.
And the sole response she gets is, Featherlight, you get mail?
Yeah.
Okay. So what are his letters saying? They're just letting you know we're gonna be up there soon.
Oh, no, I have had these for a very long time.
Oh. Nice pictures.
Yes. Look, and she's like pointing because let's face it, Artemi misses the water. And it's things like, hold on, it's fucking ridiculous. I can't even with some of these. I'm actually Googling them and it's tragically adorable. Oh my god. Yes, hold on. This is perfect. And I'm gonna die. Please load. Oh my god. Copy image address. Yes. There's the first one. First set. Oh my god. They're so cheesy. I love them. I'm dying. Yeah, she displays out. Aww. That last one though. Here we go. But yeah. A whole bunch of Yellowstone postcards. And while the hot spring isn't necessarily quite what Artemia is all about, she does slide the one with the waterfall over in front of her, like, yeah, look, real water. She does this as though she's ever seen a waterfall in her life.
Timmy, who's busy cooking, and then like gets the thing. She makes that. I can't do it because I can't go pitch my voice that octave. But you know that. Like, yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, but she puts out the postcards. It is not exactly a full picture of what we will be seeing, but it is some of it. It is enough to maybe plan where we would have to be. She, just takes the probably the one of the ones of Old Faithful and one of the ones of that big colorful hot spring and slides them over in front of David. Because let's be honest, those are the way down.
All right.
There are also many places in the canyon where the Pure Tribes once lived. Caves, tunnels, caverns. Of course, now they are full of scorpions and rattlesnakes, but this is only so much of a deterrent.
Depending on whatever it is that we figure out, if we do go out there, we have to keep in mind it's mostly Talon and Wendigo territory.
I think that I can ply little brother into being tolerant.
David doesn't ask questions about that. Just looks at the postcards. I'll see what I can scare up in terms of maps.
Why are we going there? So, look over. Just put in like 30 nice cheese in her mouth.
Imagine that there was one great earth spirit holding up all of the others. And it was very, very angry.
Oh.
And its reach was so wide that it could reach from here all the way. And she slides over, one of the postcards that just shows an image of the canyon all the way to here. But this is a place where it goes deeper. And this is where there are places that fire up water from down where that earth spirit is. And chances are there is a place there where they can't bring tourists into the canyon, I hear, because of all the scorpions, because of all the snakes, but that does not mean that they will not try to do something else profitable with it.
What Featherlight is suggesting is that the reason that the spirit is angry is because some enterprising individual has decided, fuck the law, and gone in there to drill baby drill.
Oh, well, then we must exterminate them.
Yay!
Just a matter of fact, she's turning over meat on the pan. It was so casual, guys. So fucking casual. Oh, well, then we just fucking kill them. Yeah, exterminate. Cool.
Yeah, like David stares at her for a second, like, yeah, you weren't okay with us icing a bunch of homeless people, but this is fine.
To look
Like-
over it, they're defiling the wild, and they're more likely servants of the worm by drilling into the Gaia's earth.
You know what? You're probably right.
So,
Yeah.
it is our
Of course
Gaia's bound duty to eliminate the servants of the worm.
We will find out what's going on first. I
Um,
still haven't gotten all that shit out of my head.
If they're normal humans, then we will prompt them to leave by destroying their equipment because it is Weaver spawn.
Nods, flips over another piece of meat.
Yeah, that's some kind of super nerd code, right?
It's Weaver spawn. The Weaver, the great evil thing.
No, she's referring to the stuff in my head.
What's in your head?
Brown.
All right, Artemi. This stays in the pack. All right. Featherlight figured out what me and Jacqueline figured out a few days ago, which is that the Glasswalkers know something about what is going on, but they've deigned to keep that from the rest of us. We all decided we weren't okay with that. Featherlight convinced Spirit to give up what it could, which was a pretty heavily guarded bit of computer stuff. And Adder burnt it into my brain. I literally dream about it at night. So I have to concentrate pretty hard most days to transcribe the entire thing. And then I'm going to have to figure out what it means.
You tried to keep
And
a
the-
secret, so I took it.
Now, the reason that I don't want you talking about this outside the pack is that the current alpha of the Sept is who we got this off of.
Sage
I don't
knows.
like that he's holding shit like this from us. But I'm not going to make a judgment call until I figure out what exactly it is.
Also, if someone's gonna take the fall, I'll do it.
We're not going to worry about that because, as far as I know, he doesn't know jack shit. If anybody might be in hot water, it'd probably be him, depending on how important this is. But until we can figure out what's going on and what we need to do, I need everybody, for the good of the Sept, and frankly for the good of that area, to just keep this nice and secret between us.
She just frowns. It seems clear she doesn't like it. While
Look,
I
no.
keep secrets from our Gaian brothers, I understand that it's good to have insight into something that might potentially be something serious. So, yeah.
My brother came and told me that this thing fed all the way back to Yellowstone. He told me he had felt and seen some of the same things that I did. But when we spoke to the Alpha, it was a mystery where these things were coming from. But I could see that he was hiding on his, she points over at the TV, like makes a little square gesture with the finger. Lever screen. I saw that it said Yellowstone. And he closed it to keep us from seeing that he knew. So, I took the information myself from spirits that are much easier to deal with than Guru, who have, well, their interest on something besides the security of the land.
I'm not surprised it's as hard to piece together as it is. It had the Glasswalker symbol. It was clearly Glasswalker tech.
thing that gets me is like that looked like a message board.
Blink.
Like those are pretty new,
But
but
like
the whole
BB, like, okay, so here's what I know. Those things you go into the computer lab and dial up when you're working on a research paper. Okay.
it was like that but smoother.
Just be careful you don't hear the one song. Perhaps David showed up.
Yes.
David just kind of just takes that information.
Oh!
Oh,
But here, you should clean your minds off all that filthy weaver business. Just sit down, 4 plates, puts 2 of these things on each and everybody's plate, and 3 on our own, because I'm the Arun. And there, yes, there's chips with them.
Oh, what is
yay!
Ooh, rad.
Inside, Jackie.
it? Ooh. Ooh.
This smells amazing.
They're gyros. Common food. Street food. It's nice.
Street food. Okay,
David isn't talking because he's been eating this entire time.
Jacqueline was looking. I recognize this, but the ones I had didn't have the tomato. Didn't have. I'm guessing this is cheese,
Mm-hmm.
and didn't have the. It was
So,
just greasy meat in a pita. Oh, but they did have the sauce.
Like he's going in, dude. He's going in like an angry, hungry wolf man.
Jacqueline will pick one up, take a bite, and just kind of casually, chew. Like, then there's the oh my god, this is amazing, and it's gone in 3 bites.
There you go. I was thinking it. But yeah. No, Otherlight is doing much the same. Sadly, she has not learned to unhinge her jaw. So she has to eat at a fairly normal pace.
well, we should do the jobs of the Wormfoot and then organize to try and figure out what connection to Yellowstone there is.
My thoughts exactly. Then,
Yeah, exactly that.
then kind of start up the beginnings of our kinfolk network in Canyon City. Your eyes and ears.
Yep.
No.
Like I'm not talking about like putting them in harm's way, all right? Just nice even spread of people who if they see something off, tell us.
Oh, no. No, I agree. But we,
Who? Maybe we do some favors for, like, clean up the neighborhood a bit.
We'll figure it out as we go. Different people have different needs.
Yeah, it's it. We just want to be nice, friendly, helpful, useful people. So when there's a problem, they come and tell us. And we go, oh, that's no problem. We'll fix it for you.
I mean, honestly, that's what we'd normally be doing anyhow. So
Yeah. If it means we help people mow their lawn or plant some trees or whatever, it's not a big deal.
Maybe Timmy just gives a shrug and just starts walking towards her own room. Just gives up me.
Unless anybody doing anything else, I think we call it there.
Featherlight just pulls some shit like, I'll be working on my project. And slithers out the window. Because, God, she can't do anything normal.
Straight up out the window.
Yep.
Beautiful.
Majestic.
Jacqueline watches her go.
The most part is she, like, pauses. Pulls the window back down. She's been yelled about this air conditioning nonsense too many times. Pulls the window back down. And flits off like she does. So you don't have to worry about her hearing you.
Jacqueline watches this, turns to David. How did I end up the normal girl in the room?
Because I'm too pretty.
You are. If you were better with kids, I'd have to be beating kinfolk away from here with a stick. And she'll give him a pat on the shoulder as she heads off to go chill out in front of the TV.
And David remains. And the leftovers are his. Long live the king.